Yo, what's going on out the fight? Well, this your boy Money back with another one, fam. Let's hear on two future Hall of Fames in this fight game. We have Errol the True Spence Jr., the king of the welterweight division, the WBC, the IBF, and the Super WBA Unified World Champion. Then we have Terance T-Boy Crawford, the three-division world champion, the former undisputed world champion, the current WBO welterweight world champion. But Terance Crawford has came out and exposed his hand. He said that he's been talking to BLK Prime around June and July, but a little bit before that. Just shows you that he didn't want the Errol Spence fight because he was communicating with other fighters. Y'all listen to what Bud had to say, and I'll be back with the great assessment, family.
I've been talking to them ooh, probably around June, July. It was early, but it wasn't nothing like, well, really I met him before then, but I didn't really have too many conversations with him because I had stated to him, like, man, I got other things lined up, and that I'm moving forward with. I really didn't tell him about the Spence fight. Then once I did tell him, I just kept it real with him, like, hey, listen,
You
I got this fight. Yeah, we never had any negotiations. We were just talking, getting to know one another, and once they really wanted to do something, let me know that they wanted to do something. I had stated, like, listen, this is my first priority, my main priority, and this is where I'm headed, because I didn't want to lead them in the dark and have them have their hopes up high, and then I turn around and, just say fuck.
So now, as we see, he say he's been talking to BLK Prime around June or July, but a little bit earlier than that, while he was negotiating with Errol Spence and PBC to make the Errol Spence fight happen, right? So he's saying this guy right here, Errol Spence, was his main objective. This was the fight he wanted, and he didn't tell him about it, but then when he did decide to tell him about Errol Spence, he kept it real with him, let them know that this is his main objective. So he was being transparent with BLK Prime, but he wasn't being transparent with PBC, letting them know that he was talking to BLK Prime, about making certain fights happen and things of that nature. Now, when it come down to the negotiations, as you say that Errol Spence and PBC was dragging their foot along, how can you just say they dragging their foot along and not, including yourself, right? Not including yourself, going to have conversations with other entities about making fights happen and things of that nature, bro. So you wanted all the transparency, but you didn't want to, give PBC no transparency on what you was doing on the side. So it just shows you, bro, if you was really focused on Errol Spence, you would have been focused on that one particular fighter. That one particular fighter trying to make it happen, for the biggest fight in boxing, and nothing else would have stirred you away from that. Nothing else would have stirred you away from that, bro. You got what you asked for, right? That's the key point to everything, y'all. The key point to everything is Terance Crawford got what he asked for. But he keeps saying Errol Spence now, oh man, they the one was stalling, they was doing this and they was doing that. And then when EJ came out and was like, you wasting our time, you dragging your foot for months. I could have fought November 19th. You made as if that man was lying. You made as if this man was lying when he say that they gave you everything you asked for. It took you so long to get back to talk to their camp and things of that nature. And you trying to make it as if, oh, so when did y'all send it to me? When did y'all send it to me? Bro, they sent you what you asked for. Negotiations was still going on. You never broke the negotiations off. You never told them you was done and going in a different direction, right? So what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? That means you're still sitting at the table negotiating with Al Heyman and PBC and Showtime, right, to make this fight happen. To make this fight happen. You still never told anyone what happened in them 14 days that you disappeared, Terance Boy Crawford. You didn't say anything about it. You didn't tell anyone about the last, when they sent the revised last contract to you, what you was planning on doing, right? You didn't say anything about it. These are the key questions that we need to ask. Okay, Crawford, you saying that they stalled you, right? You saying that they was fucking you over, things of this nature. Well, when they sent you the last contract and you asked for the 3 things to be changed and they changed it and sent it back to you and you went missing for 14 days, what happened through that time period? What changed through that time period when you got what you asked for, but then you turn back around and you sign with another, promotional company or fucking app to fight David Avanesian, what happened through that little time period that changed your mind? And why did you tell him that you accepted everything, that you was going to go along with it, and you turned around and you didn't do it? You know what I mean? You got the transparency. The fact of the matter is, bro, you always wanted the BLK Prime deal. You always wanted the deal. Right? You said, oh, well, when we finally got serious about something, I was letting them know that Errol Spence was the main objective and this, that, and the third. Well, if that was the main objective, bro, you'll be fighting Errol Spence right now. You'll be fighting Errol Spence right now. Because you got to the contract part and you got what you asked for. So what is the reason? Like, what's the real reason, bro? Be real about the shit. What's the real reason you didn't sign a contract to fight Errol Spence? You feel me? Because people can't say the upfront money because you agreed to no upfront money. People can't say the transparency no more because you got the transparency. So what was the real reason you didn't want to fight Errol Spence, bro? And what was the real reason you took the BLK Prime contract and went fight David Avanesian now? But you're not going to say that. You're going to beat around the bush. And when you get in front of the cameras, you're going to twist things up to make it sound good to fit your narrative. That's it. That's all. You're going to make it sound good to fit your narrative, bro. And you can say, well, people can act like this. They can tell them the truth right in their face. They going to say things to switch it up to make Errol Spence not look like he's the liar and he's the problem. Bro, you doing exactly that for yourself. Like, your word can't be trusted because you contradict yourself so many times to where we don't know if you telling the truth or not, bro. Like, you really don't even be listening to what you be saying, fam. You really don't. And that's the sad part about it, because you really believe that you are not at fault when you're at fault. And that's dangerous. And that's being a double-minded man, bro. You being a double-minded man, we'll never get nowhere. We'll never get nowhere. Because you don't keep it real from the jump. You don't keep it real from the jump. At the end of the day, you stall the negotiations out. You want to be okay to come up with whatever number that you want them to come up with. You want them to find a fighter to make that shit happen. And all along while you negotiating with PBC, you didn't tell them nothing about the BLK Prime deal. You know what I mean? And you still didn't tell them about it. They had to find out like we had to find out. You know what I'm saying? And you just wanted to fuck them over to say, fuck y'all. I negotiated with y'all, but I'm signing this deal. It ain't shit y'all can do about it. I'm my own boss. I do what I want to do. I'm my own boss. You did all that shit just to say you're your own boss. You did all that just to say, I'm my own boss. You feel me? So, I mean, what you want, to pat on the back? You know how many dudes out here that's free agents that they own bosses right now? Huh? So you think because you got to deal with BLK Prime, you did something so spectacular where you can clap for joy fighting David Avanesian, and that's for to be a motherfucking a stamp on your career or some shit? Stop it, bud. Like I say, you did yourself a deeper and deeper grave every time you talk and do an interview, bro. And Ak and Barack, they didn't even ask the real question. They danced around because they your homeboys, so they didn't even ask the real questions to get to your ass. And I believe if they did ask you the real questions, you weren't going to do nothing but not answer the motherfuckers and probably be mad at them, but don't get them an interview no more. So at the end of the day, we know what it is, fam. The truth of the matter is this, y'all. Terance boy Crawford been dealing with BLK Prime. Terance boy Crawford been had his mind made up that he was going to deal and sign with BLK Prime, right? I don't know what he was doing with PBC and Errol, but just wasting their motherfucking time because he was never serious about the Errol Spence fight in the first place, bro. Because if he was, we'll have Errol Spence versus Terance boy Crawford. Period. If he was serious about the Errol Spence fight, we'll have Errol Spence versus Terance boy Crawford. He would have signed that goddamn contract because he got what he asked for at the end of the day. No matter how you slice and dice it, the boy said he agreed to everything, and they gave him everything he asked for. And Errol Spence confirmed that. Whether y'all like it or not, whether y'all believe it or not. Terance boy Crawford bullshitted us all, and we getting a bullshit fight from him, and he don't give a fuck about it. Simple. Errol Spence about to fight somebody with a pulse, and he need to be commended, and he need to be saluted. Simple as that. Shouts out to EJ. Until then, it's your boy Money. It's the NSBC moving, and nobody's safe in these streets. Hit them thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Want to donate OG Money on Cash App, TreyHumpton52@gmail.com on PayPal. If not, just tell a friend, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share the videos, and y'all know how your boy get down, man. Big dog status, family.